This one is going to be a single leg kickstand around the world for the hip. The way we're going to use this is we're going to use ideally as small as possible band to create the most resistance for this, because the range of motion is not going to be that huge. For this one, I've taken the short loop, I think is appropriate. So obviously we're going to do all these in the power plate if we can. We're going to create a double loop with this, so I'm just going to fold it over itself to create, there we go, going to create overlapping loops, if you will. Double loop, I'm going to slide that around both feet. Just going to be a little bit awkward. I'm now banded around the ankles. As the name kind of implies, this is going to be a single leg stabilization movement as you're working the other. So if you need to, as you get used to it, you can grab onto the power plate for support. That's okay, but ideally working where we can do it without any stabilization, the body is creating that for us. What it's going to look like is one leg is going to be our stabilization sturdy base for this as we're working. The single leg, the kickstand part of it. We're going to get on that leg. The other foot's going to come off the ground. So with that, can have a slight bend in the knee, push the hips back a little bit to create a bit of a hip hinge so you're over top of it, thinking a athletic stance here. You're not just doing leg completely straight, locked out. Not that you couldn't. I find this is a better way that we want to train our body in a bit more of a dynamic stance. Again, knee slightly bent, I've hip hinged back. I'm now over top of this. From here, this other leg is going to be the around the world part. I'm going to think about basically like tracing a clock. Well, more so like the 12 to 6 part. You get the idea in that I'm trying to bring this leg out and make that little semicircle as I do so to bring it back down to 6, and then trying to just move that back up to 12, trying to challenge my body in hip abduction in that separation. As again, I have that single leg athletic stance, just trying to move through the numbers on the clock. As I do that, focus on the balance of my body as I'm finding that motion, really trying to stay as much as possible, as far away as I can get. It doesn't have to be excessive where I'm not trying to shoot way out here, but there should be a fair amount of resistance in this band. Actually, I've underestimated myself with this red one. I should have gone a lot stronger. Just again, creating as much resistance as you can to get that as far away as possible, and then trying to trace that all the way around and bringing it back probably for about 1 minute on the power plate, obviously doing both sides.